Alright, today's video we're going to talk about Oakwynd and the trade depot exploit. Now the question is Oakwynd dead? And how do you tell? At what point do you just consider the server dead?
Got me, partner.
Is there some type of metric you can look at, a certain type of population? What's dead? Because obviously the servers aren't just going to die. There's not going to be 0 players unless you're talking about that one PvP server where there's nearly 0 players. On top of that, Luckland just came out, and as we know, most servers tend to decline after Luckland, if not Planes of Power. Let's start off with the official response that Daybreak had to the trade exploit. The important part of this, they say the total impact of this exploit was much less severe than initially presumed. Across all EverQuest servers, that's more than just Oakwynd, the platinum generated equated to roughly 0.44%, they say. Bullshit. Of the total economy. The impact on Oakwynd economy is only 2.2%.
Bullshit!
And after they recovered 89.98% of the improper currencies, it had a net impact of 0.22%. So let's just do some simple math here. They're saying that basically there was only, after the exploit, 2.2%. So we had Chrono was 65,000 pre-exploit, and they're saying that only 2.2% more currency was available, which generally should increase prices by 2.2%. Not really sure how that works. But let's just, for fun, take the 65,000 and times it by 2.2%, 1.022. That would give you an approximate increase of 1,430 platinum per chrono if there was that much extra currency available. Even if 2.2% resulted in, a 50% inflation, 65,000 times 1.5, 50%, 97,500. That's not what happened. And after they removed everything, it said 0.22% pre-exploit hack. They added 0.22% platinum to the economy. Now, the initial impact of the trade exploit had prices skyrocketing to somewhere like 4 million, I heard. I seen some posted for 2 million. I don't exactly have all that data. I started tracking this, not knowing I was going to make videos on this at about the 8-day mark. And then I've been keeping track of that ever since on my website here, everquestguides.com. I actually have chrono price tracking post-trade depot hack. So 65,000 is ground zero or day zero. And then on the 8th day went to 709,000. And then I have up to 15 days. 0.22% increase in total currency. Now, I had heard, and I can't confirm this, that people were duping platinum steel bars maybe into the millions and selling to the vendor for several hundred plats. So we got to assume, based off even just that there had been a billion platinum created. And if they're saying it's only 0.22% increase after removal and even a 2.2% to start, what are they saying? That there was like 100 billion platinum on the server?
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Like, where are these numbers coming from? And are they even realistic? I don't know. It seems like they kind of pulled it out to make us feel better, but we can see the impact here. Chrono prices on the 8th day, and it was a lot higher before, I think. It looked like they were coming down. Still, 599,000 is quite a ways off from 65,000. However, the last, was at 4 data points. The last 4 days, they've been back on the rise, and on the 15th day, it's actually higher than on the 8th day. Judging by this, and I know it's only been a couple weeks or so, it doesn't look like the server's recovering. And what's going to happen is what I said before, is that all of the prices are just going to adjust to that. So that if Chrono is up 10 times, then all other items will also come up 10 times. The people that are really impacted were the people that, bought a bunch of Chrono and sold it for 65,000 or were farming items there to sell during that time frame. Everybody else coming in should be able to get, nearly 10 times the price for items that they farm. But for shits and giggles, let's just log in. If I can get this on the screen. This is on Oakwynd. And let's check the barter. Barter price currently right now, 678,000. So a little bit down from the last data point. Or wait, no, that's barter. 178,000. Sorry, that's exactly what it was at this data point. I think this was taken earlier today anyways. And on the bazaar, Roto, the cheapest chrono is 739,500. So actually people either bought these went to 720 and the price went up, or the price has just simply come up. So this is actually higher yet than this. So the next thing we go into is population. Like, a lot of people said they're going to quit. How has the actual server population been affected? I've been tracking population data, and I've had kind of separated my data login points to AM logins, that is the morning on Central Time, and then afternoon logins. And I made some little graphs with it. Pull this one up for you. This is AM logins right here that you see on the screen. For that, this is where Luckland was launched. So you can see the AM logins skyrocket 2736, 2040 could have been like the night after, 2628, and then slowly start to come down for morning logins, which after, you know, the first week, people kind of But then in between these two data points here, I got a little sad panda, and that is where trade exploit. I have a 1511 is from before the exploit, and then 1044 is after. And you can see all the AM logon since, with the exception of 1422, which might be a weekend. The actual trend is down. Can't really say that it's all from the trade depot exploit. Obviously, the population in the morning was already coming down after people kind of got into Luckland and got their beast swords leveled up and whatnot. So the interesting thing was that 549 is actually the lowest, I think, recorded since pre-Luckland, since I started tracking data. And I think at one point I even saw less than 10 paladins online, which has never happened. And I'll pull up here the afternoon logins, and it looks like this is, so the dates are from 11/9 to 12/7. I didn't have that on the last one. And again, EverQuest launch. You can see that all-time high of 3597, which I talked about in another video. And then they stay relatively pretty high here. And then I think this one was actually captured. This 1237 we could pretty much ignore. I think that was captured after some server maintenance or something like that, or some type of patch hit. And then you can see 2458, 2085, and in between these two data points, once again, Sad Panda, that's where the trade depot duping happened. And then after that, it's still pretty average for the afternoon, you know, between 1200 and 1700 characters still. So some of the numbers are concerning. The AM logins are very concerning, but you can see that we are even back 1846 before Luckland launched, that we're now below, for the most part, on all those data points after are below that 1846. So is that from the, you know, the post Luckland, we're tired, or we had our fun for a couple weeks, or is that from the trade depot exploit? Not really enough data to say for sure. I think that we can be certain that some people quit from that exploit, but we can't blame it entirely on that. However, the economy was destroyed. That is for certain. 2 weeks is too long for the economy to revert back to its normal self. Probably never will go back down to anywhere near 65,000. Most likely isn't. I'm just going to say it isn't because it didn't done mischief when this happened. But the good news is now that the economy has been stable-ish and adjusted to that exploit, that your other items should also get, you know, 10 times the price or about that, depending on whether or not they're still relevant. Obviously, as Luckland comes out, some Valius items and below will go down in value. But you should expect all that to kind of normalize, and the economy will just be hyperinflated. You'll pay more for chrono, but you should make more farming items now. In fact, if you had a bunch of items and you didn't sell them, now would be a good time to come out and sell them. Might be worth a little bit of change. Go ahead and tell me what you think about the trade depot exploit, how you're feeling about that, whether or not you're still playing, and whether or not you moved on. Will you play on the next TLP, or is this pretty much the last straw for you for EverQuest? Or you may be looking toward a P99 or Project Quorum or anything else? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. We got P99, we got TLP, we got private servers and tests that's free. Some of us pay, some of us don't, some of us play, some of us won't. Did you just break my mess? Did you just train me? Did you just miss a healing? Are you gonna rest me? And please I need a sow, and please I need a rest. Please I need that sword, I'll take what you got.